Don't fall for these scams in 2025. In November 2024, Interpol made sweeping arrests across Africa in Operation Serengeti. Interpol arrested 1,006 suspects who scammed 35,000 victims off of $192 million. The suspects allegedly used a sophisticated web of 130,000 malicious networks, which were used to defraud victims through business email compromise, digital extortion, and other online scams. Interpol coordinated with 19 countries and here's all the scams they unearthed. In Kenya, Interpol raided a syndicate criminal group's hideout and arrested 24 Kenyans involved in online credit card fraud linked to $8.6 million in losses. The raid revealed fraudulent scripts that were used to run a banking system security protocol, and the stolen funds were funneled through digital assets and also funneled through SWIFT to companies in the UAE, Nigeria, and China. Now, carding is a form of credit card fraud where scammers/hackers steal your debit or credit card information and use them to make unauthorized purchases or cash withdrawals. The scammers typically will purchase or access stolen credit card or debit card information from a darknet marketplace or collude with rogue bank officials. After gaining access, the scammers use VPN, proxy, or TOR browsers to hide their identity as they seek to test the validity of these stolen cards without triggering a bank fraud alert. They also use automated bots to purchase small transactions from multiple e-commerce sites to verify whether these cards are active. If they are active, they'll purchase larger transactions. Now, carding doesn't only affect the victim but also e-commerce platforms and the banks due to chargebacks, which is where if the victim discovers or detects fraud, they report it, and this leads to reverse transactions and a refund of the money. Secondly, these e-commerce platforms and banks also suffer from reputational damage. They also suffer from product losses. This is because they may actually never recover the products that the scammers purchased. And lastly, the merchants on these e-commerce platforms have to face or grapple with high processing fees in the services agreements. This is because of carding and other fraudulent activities. Now, the second scam is a virtual casino scam. The raid traversed down to Angola, whose capital city is Luanda, where sleuth authorities dismantled another syndicate criminal group that ran a virtual casino that defrauded hundreds in a multi-level marketing scheme in which it offered a percentage of the winnings to members who recruited new subscribers to the online casino platform. The raid resulted in 150 arrests, with the officers seizing 200 computers and more than 100 mobile phones. Now, such multi-level marketing scheme of an online casino isn't the only one, as there are also other scams which include players colluding with insiders at the casino to rig the wins in their favor, or the players can also be scammed to pay more to increase their odds of winning. And also there is CNP fraud, which is whereby scammers use stolen credit cards to gamble with, and if detected, this can result in chargebacks, blocked transactions, and high penalties from payment processing providers. And the last online casino scam is called gnoming, which is where fraudsters set up multiple accounts on different devices, hide their location, and just play against themselves, which rigs the game in their favor. And these multiple accounts can also be used to sign up for bonuses, free credits, and other promo, which means other people will lose out. Now, this third scam is actually troubling. In Cameroon, Interpol arrested a criminal faction suspected of human trafficking migrants from 7 different countries. The syndicate group lured victims with promises of employment opportunities and training in Cameroon. The victims were further scammed through a membership fee, which in total the Interpol recovered $150,000. Once the victims paid the fee, they were trafficked into Cameroon, where they were held captive and were forced to lure others into the scheme to gain their own freedom. Now, the authorities would further end up in the scam central of Africa, which is Nigeria, where they arrested a man behind a $300,000 cryptocurrency investment scam. This man lured victims through messaging platforms with false promises of high return and teaching his victims on how to invest in crypto. In other related news, a raid in Lagos, Nigeria exposed a hideout in which 792 people were arrested for their involvement in not only cryptocurrency fraud schemes but also romance scams. Nigeria's Economic Financial Crimes Commission arrested people from other nationalities, which includes 148 Chinese, Filipinos, Kazakhstans, Pakistans, and an Indonesian. This hideout was in plain sight in a corporate building fully equipped with high-end computers and mobile devices. It's reported that the Nigerians were being trained by these foreign nationals on how to conduct these scams. It's also reported that these Nigerians were not offered employment contracts or paid a corporate salary. They were, however, receiving remuneration, possibly through cash or crypto, which is not recorded, possibly for tax evasion purposes. But this seems like a vicious cycle of a recruitment employment scam, a crypto fraudulent scheme, and romance scam, which works like this. These scam artists get recruited to target their victims from social media sites and dating apps. They use love bombing tactics to gain trust of their victims, but they never intend on meeting them in person. They pretend to be working in an offshore oil rig, deep sea fishing, to avoid meeting in person. Some may allow video calls, but they use deepfakes and AI to pretend they're someone else and hide their identity. Eventually, these scam artists will tell you there's an investment opportunity in cryptocurrency, oil, or gold, or even ask for money, claiming that there's a family emergency, a funeral, or that they have fallen ill. Further, given that this is a long-distance relationship, they can also claim that they've sent you a gift, but they need money for customs clearance. Now, the request for such money, they always claim that it should be paid in crypto, in gift cards, or bank wire transfers. So watch out and don't fall for this cyber love scam. And more importantly, don't ever send your intimate pictures because they will be used to extort money from you.
The next scam.
Interpol went further west into Senegal, where they raided a building and arrested 8 people, including 5 Chinese nationals who were running an online Ponzi scheme affecting 1,811 victims. The raid unearthed over 900 SIM cards, $11,000 in cash, phones, laptops, and copies of victims' ID in what is a possible SIM swap operation. Now, a SIM swap is where scammers impersonate you and call your mobile carrier claiming that the SIM card is lost or damaged. They further convince your mobile carrier or mobile network provider to activate a new SIM card and swap or switch your mobile phone number, which is registered to your SIM card, to their new activated SIM card. This new activated SIM card with your phone number will now be under the control of these hackers' mobile or other device. This means that your SIM card will lose network, and now all phone calls and texts will be received by your hackers. This also means that they can access your mobile banking apps, your bank account, your Gmail, which makes it easy for them to wipe out all your funds. And they can do this because they can gain access to these accounts, and they can reset the passwords through verification codes. To avoid this, don't share too much of your information on social media. Always use multi-factor authentication, and don't share your PIN, your national ID, or any other personal identifiable information without a legal and valid reason. The 6th scam is a tech support scam. This is where hackers impersonate tech or customer support of big tech companies or major companies, tricking individuals that their account has either been hacked or that they are a victim of fraud. Then they need to shut it down. However, it's a sophisticated ploy employing a high pressure tactic by scaring victims that they're about to lose money, or these hackers pretend to be a taxman and claim that you haven't been paying your taxes and that you need to pay within a specific limited time, or that you're going to suffer penalties or jail time. They may also pretend that there's unauthorized money that has been received in your account and that you must refund them. So make sure you don't fall for these scams, and always ensure that you deal with the official customer care representatives of the reputable organizations in which you're a consumer of either their goods or services. You can do this by either verifying their number or email they reached out to you with. And more importantly, don't disclose your login credentials to your account or grant hackers or an unverified people access to your computer through a remote access software called AnyDesk, as this will enable them to steal your data and wipe out your bank account. A closely linked scam is a code verification scam, which is a type of scam where hackers use social engineering to trick you to disclose your account verification code so that they can gain access to your account, and with such info, they can use your personal details to either wipe out your account or use your personal details to commit fraud and other scams. A further scam is an inheritance scam. This is a scam where you receive an email from a fake lawyer pretending to be acting on behalf of their client who died and that you are their long-lost relative and sole beneficiary to their estate, which is worth millions or even billions. These scammers will attach documents with malware. If you click on them, your device will now be hacked. These scammers also get you to reveal your personal information by requesting you to verify your identity by providing formal identification such as ID or birth certificate, and they will use such info to defraud you. Finally, they may even ask you to pay an advance fee to cover the transfer cost of the inheritance money. However, don't fall for it, it's all a scam. Now, whilst we all love winning, watch out for fake prizes. So you're just on the internet, the sketchy side of course, and suddenly a pop-up screen, you've won a prize, whether it's a trip, a car, cash prize, or even a brand new phone. But to claim or redeem the prize, you have to act now. The scammers also convince you that you either need to pay a fee, which they call processing fee or shipping or handling charges, or a customs clearance fee. And they'll insist that you pay using a gift card, to which they will ask you to read the card number and the card PIN, which is on the back. The scammers might also convince you that you need to reveal your identity to claim this prize, to which they will insist that you reveal your personal or financial information, which includes your bank security details or your social security number. Don't share any of this. And lastly, they may also claim that you have to pay using crypto. The next scam is a multi-billion one, which is a forex trading scam. And how to spot these forex scams is that 1, they have unlicensed or unregistered brokers. In Kenya, ensure your broker is licensed and registered with the Capital Markets Authority. The second forex scam is a forex account management. Watch out for scammers claiming to be professionals and have expertise in forex and want to help you in forex trading by managing your account. They'll promise high returns and engage in a high-pressure tactic, convincing you to deposit your money with them. Then they will grant you access to a trading platform, to which the scammers will create an illusion of active trading by manipulating trades and generating fictitious profits. Eventually, the scammers will cause deliberate losses on the account, and you will not only no longer have access to that account, but also you'll be unable to withdraw funds. All this time, the scammers have stolen your funds and made money off of you from management fees. The second forex red flag is that the scammers run a Ponzi or pyramid scheme. That is, the scammers will promise unrealistic high returns, but instead of generating genuine profits from legitimate trading, scammers will use funds from new investors to pay the old investors. This is done to create an illusion of profitability. And as for the pyramid scheme, the scammers will engage in a multi-level marketing scheme where they promise returns to those who recruit new members. Lastly, watch out for the signal bot trading selling scammers, promising winning trading strategies, signals, copy trading, in which they all promise consistent profits. Now, all these scams are generally described as attacks on the poor, but anyone can fall for these scams.